Hi, this is Mike Perez with Mastering the Young Band. I want to talk about just some easy rules that you can teach your students at the beginning of the year to help them learn that the band room is a unique room, a unique atmosphere and culture, different than any of their other classes. On the first day of classes, and one of the first things that I do after I teach my students how to come into my room calmly and quietly, is I teach them what I call the 3 band rules, and really it's 2 band rules. I tell them that band is unique. We have instruments, we have music stands, we have all kinds of things that are different than any other classroom. And as such, we have a few rules that are specific to band. So the first rule I teach them is I teach them that we only play as a group. And I have them repeat. I say, we only play as a group. And they repeat it back to me. And then I say, in band class, you will never walk in and just play by yourself. In between activities, you'll never play by yourself. That includes popping your mouthpiece. That includes any noise on your instrument. And then I move on. This isn't really a rule, it's just more of an awareness, but I tell them, look around you in this band room. Everything is expensive. That's the other thing to know in this band room. I point to a tuba, I go, that's a $5,000 tuba. I point to my harmony director and go, this is a $1,000 harmony director. My trombone right here is $2,500. I make them really, really aware of how expensive these instruments and all the equipment in the band room are. So I'll go back, okay, let's review. In the band room, we only play as a group. Everybody say, we only play as a group. And they repeat it back to me. And then I say, and everything in the band room is, and they'll say, expensive. I'll go, great. Next rule of band, since everything is expensive, you need to stay in your area. And I'll say, everybody say, stay in your area. And they'll repeat after me. And I'll explain, in a math class, you could just walk up to your math teacher's desk and ask them a question. And it's probably not that hard. There's probably nice aisles. There's, nice clear aisles. There's not stuff in your way. In a band room, there's instruments, there's music stands, there's just stuff. We want to limit how much movement there is in the band room, and that's why you need to stay in your area. If you have a question, a comment, or a concern, you need to raise your hand. I'll either call on you or I will go to you to get your question answered. Doing this early, especially with your beginners, really helps those kids that are pretty needy and are pretty anxious, that want to ask you a lot of questions. By establishing this rule, you'll get less of those young kids that just walk up to you in the middle of the class and ask you a question. They get pretty good at raising their hand. Now, what I will do, if a student does walk up to me while I'm teaching, I'll go you need to go back to your seat, raise your hand, and they're it's back to your seat, and I'll let them sit, raise their hand, and then I'll usually walk over to them just to teach them that expectation. So just those simple 2 rules and knowing that everything is expensive, another way to really help your students get that culture early on and understand that the band room is very unique. I hope you find that useful and try that with your kids.